Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. It all started with this great idea of how cool it would be to turn an old broken treadmill into a 3D printer. Use that to 3D print a huge kayak. The sheer size of this thing. Strap that to the roof of a car and drive more than 1800 kilometers to Prague Maker Faire to test if it actually works in front of an audience for the first time. Well, that's what we did. I don't have experience with designing kayaks though, but at first glance it doesn't seem that complicated, to be honest. I took some measurements of myself to make sure that I would fit in it and used reference pictures to determine its overall shape and size. The width of the kayak is based on the absolute maximum width we can achieve with our Treadmill printer, which is fortunately big enough, and the length is just the longest I could find. I wanted it to be a 2-seater race kayak that holds enough beer and looks epic and fast. But why print a kayak? Well, this is the perfect fit for a Treadmill printer. It's long and narrow, it doesn't require a support structure, and we can really push the boundaries of that 3D printer. Not only that, a kayak is instantly recognizable and just a lot of fun to test for real. However, after slicing it for the first time, realization kicked in. I wanted to go all in, but the deadline of Maker Faire is practically fixed. A lot of people are counting on me, it's going to be expensive and we cannot afford any big mistakes.
Let's make a boat, but not for one people, for two people, and then I'm trying to be realistic about what can we print in the amount of time that we have, with the resources that we have, and with the amount of pressure that we have. Because I know I experienced that this will not go as planned first try. There is no way that we are going to set the print and it's going to go without hiccups first try. See, there is no way that we can restart the print. We only have one chance. And one chance with a prototype printer that, it's too risky.
So I went to Ivan again for the actual print. I'm at Ivan's place again. I arrived here yesterday evening and we started this print. Ivan started a different print in the morning. That was this one. But this was a bit too weak and it was printing too slow. This looks really good, but with this print we weren't able to finish it in time because we are going to take the boat to Maker Faire Prague, which is in 9 days. And we also have to drive there somehow with this boat. So Ivan restarted the print with different settings. And this...
What do you think? Should we try to fix it and restart it, or keep going?
Well,
those are two.
If we continue like this, then the whole boat will be like this. So the question is
those are holes, it will sink.
Yeah, but we can fill those holes. But if you go slower, then we aren't going to make it. So we took the time and optimized the print settings further. And this is actually looking really good. So right now it's printing quite slow. The idea is that we are going to raise the speed significantly when we are at the bigger part. It will be almost as wide as the belt itself. There is this problem in the making right now, is that it will be longer and longer. So eventually it will be so long that it will start to topple. So we have to come up with some sort of support solution for it to support the rest of this boat. One other minor problem here, and that's maybe you already spotted it, but it's printing in mirror image. Okay, I need to clarify this a bit. This is not a design mistake. We misconfigured the printer and accidentally mirrored the x-axis. So it's not immediately apparent, but when you're printing something like a logo, then so let's just pretend that this didn't happen, all right? We are unable to restart the print, otherwise we wouldn't be able to Thanks to Brusha for sponsoring this epic project by supplying us with a ton of filament and their efforts to get this to Prague. The first spool ran out and I had to practice the spool swapping procedure. I grabbed another spool so the printer could continue and I dealt with the other spool later. I restarted the print and ran into the first problem already. I called Ivan with the problem that the nozzle came loose.
We have a bit of an issue.
With Ivan's help we managed to get it going again.
When you tighten the nozzle, how tight did you do it? Okay, yeah, I did crank it quite a lot this time. So I just hope that it's good enough.
We measured the length of the print to determine if it would be able to meet the deadline, which at this speed was not possible.
6 more days, Thursday. In the best of cases. Without going faster.
But the nozzle didn't come loose.
What?
The nozzle it didn't come loose.
My question is, can you change the file mid-print?
Ivan had this great idea of modifying the 3D print file mid-print so we could tweak our settings as we go.
I know how to do a file swap. Finishing canceling the print and restarting the print.
I don't
know this. Can you pause the print? Remove the file, reload the file, and make it go.
It's almost like splicing the file.
Yes, I want to splice the file. So if that works, we have a very easy way to tweak the print.
We decided to increase the speed of the outer perimeter and tweak some of the other settings to make it go faster. The duet interface shows at which layer it's currently at, and we can just remove all G-code lines before the point where we will pass the print. Only the header with the temperature settings must stay, and the print should continue with the new file like nothing had happened.
In the exact same freezing spot.
Now it's going.
It worked perfectly and we were able to start experimenting a bit now.
Are you cranking it up?
4 degrees more and 10% more speed.
Shall we try 150%, see what happens?
Let's see what happens.
It has difficulties with the infill.
No shit. It's not good enough.
Now we have to go faster.
Even at these speeds, it looked like our hard deadline was still impossible to meet. We had to reach a layer time of 50 seconds or lower if we wanted to make a chance. So I looked for ways on how to make it go faster. I was hoping that I could increase the flow by increasing the temperature and be able to print even faster.
I think there's a sweet spot here. Ah, shit. Well, we have a challenge.
Yes, we have a challenge. That's
It says that the filament...
too little movement.
Yes.
Which means that it is clogged, which at 260 degrees makes all the sense in the world. Yes, so you know.
Okay, I pushed it too far.
We were looking for ways to modify the design itself so it can be printed faster, and Ivan came with the suggestion to reduce the infill of the print. This seemed to work well and reaching the deadline seemed possible now.
This is epic. I set the infill to 1% and it's crossing the exact same...
Maybe 1/3 in the exact same spot.
Yes. We have hit the 50-second mark.
While the printer was printing at the speed we needed, I could focus on making the roller that prevents the kayak from toppling over eventually.
Alright, the print is looking pretty good. We are a bit behind schedule. We had to reduce the infill by a lot because otherwise this would not be possible. Ivan suggested to turn this into a one-person kayak. We can pass the print. I can modify the design and turn it into a one-person kayak, but I don't want to do that. From this point, we started with the different settings. and it's way cleaner. It's a bit matter because we increased the speed by a lot on the circumference here, on this parameter. I am not going to touch it anymore. These are the settings that we have to deal with, and it seems like we might be able to reach the deadline. And once the spool runs out, I will replace it, and then hopefully it will continue running through the night, and see if we can, well, how it is tomorrow morning. As you can see, I'm not the best at planning, and a lot of problems that you're about to see would have been avoided if I just took the time on beforehand to plan things out. This could have easily been done by a project management app, like the one from Odoo, who is sponsoring this video. Odoo is an all-in-one management platform that offers a wide range of applications to facilitate the management of your business. The first application is free for life, with unlimited support and hosting included. So next time when you start a new project, yes, you. Try Odoo's project app. Just click the Start Now is Free button, enter your info, wait a couple of seconds for the activation mail and get right to it. Let's create a new project and add some stages to it. You can select between several examples or just simply create your own from scratch. Let's just start simple by adding 3 stages and start adding tasks for the upcoming project. You can create subtasks for each task, you can set the priorities, assign people and set deadlines. Keep everything in one place, send emails, tag teammates and more thanks to the integrated chatter. Eventually you can go to the Gantt chart view for a clear overview of the whole project and make sure that a chaotic project like this never happens again. Check the link in the description to get your first app for free, and thanks Odoo for sponsoring this video. Yeah, back to the video.
I need to chill out.
Amigo.
I came running. Success?
We made some spaghetti.
You know. Give me a second.
Nice.
You know what we're gonna do, right?
No?
We are gonna remove the part that came out wrong, and we are gonna restart the print from here.
And as you can see, the reason why it paused is that it ripped out the temperature sensor.
The cable.
Yeah.
We need to move nothing. We need to count how many layers are these. Take them from the file. Remove this graciously without disturbing the printer, and restart the print.
And hopefully we are still in time.
Easy peasy. Yeah, but why did it fail?
Yeah, that's also what I was wondering.
This easy seems like. Are you recording?
Yes.
Okay. I found this. It's like teeny tiny issue. Let me see if you can see it. There. Right there. That spot in there is where usually there is what we in the industry call a nozzle. It's not there. And we don't know where it is.
What? The nozzle is gone.
Nozzle is gone. John, do you have anything to say about...
It's just a minor setback. The reason of that nozzle unscrewing itself is actually pretty interesting. As you know, we flip the x-axis, so all the movements are also mirrored. Also the outer parameter, and in this wrong orientation, apparently the nozzle is unscrewing itself, and apparently the slicer has to take that into account, which I never thought to be an issue. But here we are, and fortunately IdeaMaker has this option of changing the direction of that outer parameter. So, the more you know. We had to align it a bit on the fly and eventually got it running again.
Good job, good job.
I continued building that roller, and this is basically an aluminum tube with bearings on either side and a threaded rod in the middle. All of this is placed on a sawhorse that Ivan had in the shop. Side projects like these are a lot of fun to do, and this turned out perfectly. The printer came to a point where it did a lot of small movements. The whole thing was shaking and I had to do some repairs on the fly with some duct tape. The shaking worried me the most, but I had to get some dinner, so I decided to take the gamble and just hope that it wouldn't shake itself apart. And then Ivan sent me this picture from the security camera.
The whole gantry is crooked now.
Okay, the nozzle got probably caught in the print somewhere. So with some remote help from Ivan, who led me through the homing sequence without losing the current position, I got the gantry straight again.
I think I have to remove the shifted layers.
But the problems weren't over yet. It was also getting late and I was getting a headache, but I had to continue. I had to remove those shifted layers and determine how many layers I removed so I could modify the G-code file again to restart it at the right position. I got it running again and kept watching it closely to see how it failed. Well, that became pretty apparent. I was done with the careful homing sequence and just forced the gantry back into the right steps of the motors until it lined up again. And then another problem. The damn printer was pausing each time and it was really testing my patience here.
Ach, omdat er geen filament uitkomt. Waarom dat nou weer niet? Jezus Christus. Godverdomme, ik wil naar bed. Wat een kutproject. Godverdomme. Tering extruder with. Ach, Jezus.
I tried to unclog the extruder, but didn't succeed. I was so tired that I would have probably made things worse if I continued, so I decided to call it a day. This really sucked. I always start my Sunday morning with coffee and something sweet, so I feel less of my misery. The inevitable happened. I had to design a single-seater kayak. Not only that, I had to connect the front of this new design to the already existing rear of the two-seater. So I measured where it was currently at, removed everything from that point onward in the design and combined the two. Not everything lined up perfectly, but it had to do. This sucked, and I was honestly at the lowest point of this project yet. I asked Ivan how his extruder can be taken apart, but I needed to share my doubts about this project with him.
Well, I'm starting to have doubts that we are going to make it. Serious doubts. I do have the thoughts of just calling Joseph or whoever to say, yeah, sorry, you're pushing it too hard, it's not going to work.
Sometimes you need a pep talk and just continue with the damn project.
Yes, thank you.
I took the extruder apart and managed to unclog it.
Kijk eens. Nice.
The printer should be functional now, so I aligned the new botched together design in the slicer. The part had some issues though, but the auto repair function at least worked, so...
Okay.
So I modified the start point of the G-code again and started the print. Yet something was not lining up where everything in the slicer seemed alright. For a moment I thought to just bridge the misalignment with more duct tape and call it good, but figured that I should at least try to fix it properly. I won't go too deep into this issue, but apparently ID Maker placed the position of the new part differently, even when the origin of both files is the same. I just cheated my way around this issue by adding some material to the back of this design that we aren't going to print anyway, which made the part longer and eventually everything did align, just don't ask. I restarted the print again and waited for it to go past that difficult point so I could leave it alone for the night.
Okay, I've got good news.
And I've got bad news.
You already know the bad news. We aren't going to make the two-seater kayak. We just don't have the time for it. It's Sunday right now. We are going to leave on Wednesday. I prefer this situation where I really did my best, but had to take a step down, than the other way around, where I played it safe and in hindsight thought, well, this could have been more epic. So, well, this is reality. I sort of failed, but we're still going, and that's where the good news comes in. I found the setting that if I found that earlier, then we wouldn't have this problem at all. And that's the solid infill here. It did a lot of very small movements here, and that caused, well, that slowed down significantly. There was material building up there, so the nozzle kept stuck and yeah, causing all the issues. So I removed that solid infill, also changed it to concentric, and now it's looking way better. I'm really pushing it with the design because it's still not halfway. It's not like it's a tiny boat now, it's just less huge than it was before. I want to push it, but not too far this time. So fingers crossed that we aren't going to run into more issues now.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I think it again got stuck on this point here with the upward motion and started losing steps on one side. So I think that I'm going to lower the speed by a lot. Print this part here until it gets past that difficult section. And I think that after this it should be smooth sailing.
You see these ripples in here?
Yes.
The thing is that as it goes flying past here, this... Oh, it's connected now.
Oh, nice.
This infilling here was... I don't know if it was keeping the heat in here or something, but it was separating and it was making an awful noise. I think we even lost like half a step. But I think it's going quite fast. Don't you think?
Do you think we will be able to finish this in time?
No.
No?
Did you change it to 1/6?
Yeah.
And yes.
It must be finished in 2 days then.
Yes.
Things were looking pretty good. A minor scar here and there, but we were going still. Some nozzle clogging now and then, which happened after passing the print due to heat creep, but we pushed through.
Yes.
I also decided to simplify the design a bit more by getting rid of some features and increasing the size of some chamfers. I placed some strategic weights and had my first encounter with the 3D pen. We had to get rid of some tiny cracks and this pen is able to fill those up. It was a bit challenging though because the print was moving a lot. This is just a new kind of IDEX system, but with an angled treadmill gantry and a 3D pen. After a while, the hot end got clogged again. This time it was different though. Whatever I tried, it somehow clogged directly after I supposedly unclogged it. I really lost my temper here. Considering we had to leave in 2 days together with the prior frustration, it was a good thing that Ivan came in and eventually found the culprit. It's Monday today and we will leave on Wednesday, so we have more than enough time to finish this kayak. What can go wrong? I think that if you are able to look through something,
That means that it's usually not watertight. This thing is being used very thoroughly. I think we need to bring this with us. Just ignore that. And Ivan had a great idea to use an iron to iron things out, make it flat, and then I will be patching it with this. And to make it really watertight, I didn't mention that yet, but I got in contact with the great guys from Diamond Polymer Solutions, and this should close all the tiny gaps we have. It's a solvent. It will smooth things out and make sure that it will become watertight. I'm going to spend the rest of the night filling all the gaps, and hopefully I will be able to apply this tomorrow or maybe even on Wednesday, but we are going to leave on Wednesday. So I added some Kapton tape to the bottom of the iron and started to iron things out. This gives a whole new meaning to enabling ironing.
I think it's actually working. I don't think that a lot of people can say that they have ironed their 3D printed kayak.
I filled up all of those bottom cracks. Before the day ended, we moved the printer to the side because we were running out of space.
Careful.
Finally, things were looking really good, so I could focus on fixing that problem of the kayak being mirrored. I used an existing Prusa shirt that I used as a reference for the solution. I designed a stencil for it that I could print on the Prusa XL after I removed the pedals from it that Ivan designed and printed. The stencil is just 2 layers thick, so I had to be careful removing it. Ivan bought textile paint and black shirts and I painted the design onto it.
Forbidden mustard. It is a bit, I think I made a double print, but it's pretty good, right?
Eventually I did the same for the back and you'll probably see where this is going. Now we can just mirror the footage and everything is good.
Look at the sheer size of this thing. This is where the treadmill ends. And it still stretches. And I bet that this is a side that you haven't seen before.
We almost reached the end of the shop. We are going to leave tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow morning. At least that's the plan. We are still having to get the car and everything. But we're working on that. I've done the calculations and it should be ready hopefully tomorrow early. And that was based off of a layer time of 1 minute. And right now, if you look at the screen, that's exactly what it's doing. And right now it's printing at 100% and it's going well for the whole day already. So I'm not going to touch this thing. I'm not going to try and push it any further. It seems that at this speed that it should be able to finish just in time. Right now I'm just very happy with how it looks. Well, it looks like shit, but I'm still very happy with it.
It's a pretty big ball.
I think this is it.
So not everything that could go wrong did go wrong because we didn't have a power outage.
I haven't even mentioned that, but Spain suffered from a major power outage right before we started printing, so we were pretty lucky there.
A complete power outage.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
It took a while, but eventually the kayak came loose from the belt, and this was the first time seeing it as a whole.
Shall we put it
Yeah.
just to see?
Not much time for celebration though, and I got right to my favorite task of sanding down the biggest irregularities. You know, I was really going for that polished professional look, so I designed some holes in it where I could melt some brass inserts in. This will be used for camera mounts and the stretchy rope, which will make it look more legit. The only thing missing here, which was kind of important, is the car. Yes, we had to leave today if we wanted to make it, and Ivan came with the best news I've heard in a while.
Can you say that to the camera? Nice.
We have a car. We have a car. But it doesn't have a roof right here.
Roof rack shopping with Ivan Miranda. Yeah, it's 4:30, so hopefully we have enough time.
Yes.
Because we need to leave today.
We went out for shopping because we needed PU foam for filling up the missing infill of the kayak, but the only thing we could find was high expansion foam.
Yeah, we don't want to blow it up.
So we went back to the shop to make a quick reinforcement for the kayak.
It's flat.
Of course.
And placed that on top of the car.
There you go.
Fortunately, we don't have any wind noise.
I can hear you perfectly. There's no ambient sound, nothing. This is incredible. I think we should throw this in the trash and buy a new kayak when we get there.
I think that's a great idea. Just paint on some lines on it so it looks like it's 3D printed.
Exactly.
And just slap the Prusa logo on the side and call it good. Fuck me.
We just started.
This is such a cool shot where you have both the road and the kayak on top.
Right. Here.
Prague, are we close? Are we there yet?
To be honest, almost there.
Nice. 15 hours.
And 32 minutes.
Okay.
Ready!
Hey!
Yay!
Woo! And we will arrive today, 11:30
No, we won't.
p.m. If we just don't stop.
No, we won't.
Right, the boat is seeing its first water. So, yeah, I'll ask if someone at Prusa can get 2 of those low expansion PU foams.
The what?
The boat, you know, the thing on the kayak.
Still on the roof.
Oh, we can go. Floor it. Ready to go?
Yes!
Almost there. How do you like driving in Prague?
It's really
Chill.
yes, super chill. Yay! Perfect.
Gate is open.
Thank you very much.
Now we are going to rob the place.
After just 1800 kilometers, we arrived at the Prusa factory.
Keep going.
Tomorrow is the maker fair, and this kayak is not finished yet. Fortunately, Prusa has this workshop where we were allowed to do our final post-processing, and we went right to work. This was the first time trying the Diamantic tool, and we had no idea what to expect. It would be pretty bad if it starts dissolving our kayak.
Well, the roller is getting orange,
Oh yes,
so it's doing something.
nice. We had 2 3D pens and we started filling every nook and cranny, which were a lot, and we sanded it down. Just blasted. Then the fun began with the PU foam. There we go.
I'm going to fix that.
Yeah, we'll fix it. Yep. Oh yeah. It's almost like a small wasp's nest in there.
I can do this.
Here. Yeah. The day the event started, we applied the last coating of the Dichtol in the hope that this would do it. Who is Asurp?
It's a new Czech company.
Okay. These last steps are turning this 3D printed part into a real legit kayak, and it's probably one of the few relaxing activities of this video. I also made some plugs that I had to place in the holes I designed for adding the PU foam, and I had to gently hammer them in. I made a hole in my boat again. Rudolf from Prussia came in to check up on our kayak, and apparently he has experience when it comes to kayaking.
Do you have experience designing kayaks?
No.
Because I'm also worried now looking at the shape, it will not be as stable as you might think.
Do you know how to?
Yes, I used to race on the kayaks.
We have
No!
You maybe are a bit late now with that.
So we be able to stand upright on it.
Yes.
So it's fun.
I have a spare clothes, but first of all, I'm also great in fucking up things. So I think you should try it first, and then if you don't succeed, then I might try.
The very last step was to put on our special shirts. Yeah, they were special. Why did you buy women's shirts?
Fuck!
The wrong ones.
What the hell?
No, we aren't going.
What is this? Like what happened?
Why did you buy women's shirts?
I bought the wrong ones.
You bought women's shirts.
Am I going to do this?
Yes, you will. Oh, alright, no shirts. We are finally on our way to the Maker Fair, and the weather was absolutely perfect. It was really crowded and the people seemed to love the kayak.
This is seriously impressive.
It will be fine. It should be able to... its buoyancy is around 200 kilos. Maybe a bit less, but it will work. I did some interviews and the inevitable moment was getting closer. I put on my swimming trousers and was wondering what I had gotten myself into. This is the moment. It may not look like it, but I'm shitting my pants here. What if the boat just snaps in half the second I get into it? Or it just sinks immediately? I would make a fool out of myself with everybody watching. The amount of witnesses was also growing and I left my comfort zone at home. I'm happy that we just used 1% infill. First things first, the making of a thumbnail. We
added the beer cans so it matched the cat design I made, and it was time for testing. We had no idea what to expect, and my experience with kayaking is basically zero. Fortunately, Rudolf was able to assist us with the experience he has.
Off you go.
Oh shit! Shit, this thing was unstable.
Yeah, I told you it will be. Whoa! When you pick up the speed, it will be easier.
Well, it stayed in one piece and it floated. I had to go much faster. This is a race kayak after all. We emptied the kayak and I got some handy tips from Rudolf. Okay, time for my second attempt.
Start paddling, start paddling. Start paddling. Pedal. Yes!
This attempt was already much better, and next up was our kayak professional Rudolf, but first we opened some lukewarm ones.
Cheers.
Ivan ripped out the front camera to get the water out of the infill.
That's how we do it.
So this out of foam. Let me open it a bit.
Okay, now it was time for a pro kayaker to take it for a
I
spin.
flip, I will be not able to get out. So 1 second, because I'm too fat. No, this is gonna be okay like this. Yeah? Are you sure? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Stop holding it. Oh fuck! You never design a pedal. The pedal is also
Apparently,
upside down.
Ivan didn't design the pedals right, so this is the problem.
You go faster.
Let's try one more time.
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter.
So Rudolf sort of fixed it and really went for it this time.
Me. Hard.
3, 2, 1, go!
It worked.
He eventually made it quite far, but we had to make it a bit more stable still. First, we had a volunteer, Pablo from Pablo Inventos, wanted to test it for himself, which was really cool. He only forgot to paddle.
It's heavy.
We drained it several times and tried several, let's call them interesting methods of kayaking. We also got some local visitors that spiced things up a bit, and I'm wondering what would have gone through their minds.
I think we made a successful kayak.
Yeah.
Ivan, we did it.
Our plan was to make some adjustments so we could try it again the next day, but then this happened.
Oh! Oh!
What the fuck did you do?
Emptying the kayak.
Apparently, the abuse a huge amount of water in there, combined with the layer shifts,
Minor setback.
was just too much for this kayak.
Do you think we can fix it?
And now please go and make something!
Okay.
2, 1, go. It worked.